Mark Twain once said, "I can live for 3 months on a good compliment." What does he mean by this? He's basically saying that we should be able to stay positive with whatever happens in life. We most oftentimes get down on ourselves or are sad because things aren't going the way we want it. But I agree with Mark Twain. Like, we should be able to live on the things that are good in life. An example of this is college. When I started applying for colleges, I wasn't very happy with my position as a senior. My SAT scores were pretty low, but I had pretty good grades. I didn't have a lot of extracurricular activities, and I thought I was not going to get accepted anywhere at all because everybody's all hyped up about, like, oh, I'm in sports, I'm in this club, I have such good grades, my SAT scores are all high, and I wasn't there yet. So as I started applying, I realized, like, you know, like, I can do this. Like, there's a whole bunch of people out there who are below me that have gotten accepted into colleges, and I can do this. So as I started applying, I got my first few letters in May from UCs. I got declined. And then I started applying to Cal State. I had a Cal State Long Beach letter, and I got declined again. But then eventually my Pittsburgh one and I think it was Ohio and Iowa, I got accepted to all 3 of them. And I was really, like, excited, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna go to college, yes, you know. And then before I was going to go to college, I couldn't go because there was something wrong with my FAFSA and I couldn't afford it. So that's why I'm here today. But that didn't get me down because I realized, like, I can be successful and I can do whatever I want to do if I put my mind to it. And I had to keep this positivity with me, or else I wouldn't be able to continue my life, you know what I mean? Because if you live on negativity, you won't be able to really see what the future holds for you. You're just living in this position where you're stuck and you don't want to move forward. And that's why I agree with Mark Twain. I can live for 3 months on a good compliment. You can live on the great things that happen in your life. Don't always look down on yourself when things don't go wrong, because they'll eventually pick back up. Thank
All right, Karyn, even though you don't have the advantage of a big, extensive substructure for the speech, and there's not a preview of what you're going to be talking about, what you do have is you have the advantage of your conviction. You've got a point of view on this that I think you're pretty clear about, and you have a nice story that you tell that illustrates the point effectively, and at the end of the speech you come back to that point and remind us exactly what it is you're trying to say. Sometimes people can be perfect about all the technical sorts of things concerning, well, you know, attention device, thesis statement, preview, signpost 1, signpost 2, signpost 3, exit, and they don't say anything. I thought you said something. Even though you weren't perfect on all those other things, you said something in your speech, and I thought that that's exactly the kind of thing that we want to have. Now, we'd like you to get to do those other things too, so there's still some stuff to work on, but I thought that you did a nice job having a point and trying to express it in an interesting way. The delivery stuff is, for the most part, pretty solid. Your voice projects well, you look animated while you're speaking to us. Sometimes your gestures are a little bit limited by the quote in your hand. You kind of come back to it and hold on to it. But most of the time there's some indicator that says, you know, here's a point that I want to emphasize, or here's something else that you ought to understand. And I appreciated that. Let me see. There was a little bit of nervous foot movement. There was one place, I don't know that you had the ankles crossed, but you did look a little bit awkward there. And then, like I said, at the conclusion of the speech, I thought even though there wasn't a big organizational structure to follow and summarize, there was a point that you had made, and you did a nice job of finishing off that way. All right, thank you.